So, in honor of the spooky season, I am going to tell you the story of the time I saw death basically come from my mother before she passed away. This happened about a week and a half before she passed away. I'm going to preference this by saying we lived in the city and you met all kinds of people in the city. Didn't matter. We lived in an intersection and people obviously would walk around. However, we knew our neighbors. We knew I would take the alley to go down to the pet store because it was close and nobody really bothered you. Like yes, it's a city. The city's dangerous, but still nobody really bothered you. Like I knew who lived there. I knew which houses were abandoned. Things like that. Okay, this is important. That being said, here it goes. So I'm also going to add this about the house. The living room was in the front, and so was the dining room. And from the dining room, you could kind of see out the main living room window to the corner of the porch where you could see like the pottery shop. And the porch is it's about, the end of it's about 6 feet, almost 6 feet. So you have to be really tall to see from your chest up. I'm like 5 foot. You could barely see my head. Anyway, that being said, I this was in 2017. So I was working on my blog at the time. I had a book blog, and I was working on that in the dining room. And it was May, and so I mean it was really nice for May, because it was when she passed away. It was like abnormally warm. So it was nice, and the sun was out, but I was in there, and our curtains were you could see through the curtains. They're like sheer curtains, and then we had darker ones over it. I was sitting there, and she came in, and she was talking to me, and I was kind of like in the middle of it, so I'm just kind of like whatever. And I kind of glanced up when she was talking, and I kind of like looked past her for some reason, and out the living room window, I could see this woman kind of coming like up the alley, which obviously isn't abnormal, but I could see this woman coming up the alley, and she kind of stopped. And for her age, which it's gonna sound awful, she seemed very tall. Like I could see from like here up on her, and it rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know how to explain it, but it just rubbed me the wrong way that I could see that much of this woman. And she literally, which you could not see in the house from that vantage point. I've been on the porch. I have been down alongside the porch. You could not see into the dining room. You could not see into the living room from this vantage point. She turned her head and looked directly at me. Like, we made eye contact. And I got sick to my stomach. Okay, I got sick to my stomach. And I got really uneasy. I'm actually getting goosebumps talking about it. I just got really uneasy. So I didn't say anything. And I was talking to my mom. I didn't say anything about this woman. I said nothing to her. And so this one came this way where the dining room window was. And I had the curtains like open that much. And somehow my mom saw the flash of color, because the woman was African American. She was wearing a brightly colored caftan that went down to her feet. And she had a matching headdress on, like I would say a turban. I don't know the proper term for it, but it was like a turban. And my mom just kind of turned, and she looked at her and she went, "Ooh, I gotta go talk to her. I like her outfit." My mom would run her mouth and talk to anybody, but she's never ever said that. She's never been in the house and said that about somebody. I'm like, no, I don't like that. I don't like her. There's something wrong with her. Do not go out there. My mom didn't listen. She pissed out the door. My mom went to the thing, and she stood at the rail. Now, I could see this woman clearly, because I was like that looking, because I'm like, I'm not going out near her. There's something wrong with her. I could see this woman. I'm like 5 foot. This woman was 5 feet. She was the same height as me. There was no way I could have seen her from the end of that porch, from like underneath the chest up. There was no way. There was no way. And the more I looked at her, I got the worst feeling. And she kind of, when she was talking to my mom, she turned her head and she just looked at me and smiled. I took a step back from the window, because I'm like, My mom came in. She talked to her for maybe about 2 minutes. My mom came in, and I said to her, "Who was that?" My mom never once looked at me. My mom came in. My mom was like straight. my mom kind of paused, but she never again looked at me. And she said, "Oh, she lives in the alleyway." I'm like, "Where in the alleyway?" "Down the street before you get to the pet store." No, no, she can't. She can't live there because the two houses right at the top of that alley are abandoned, like demolished, abandoned. Go down the alley. There's maybe one person who lives there. That person does not match that description of that person. Then you go down, there's like nothing. It's all like there's a bridge and a chain link, and then you get down to the pet store. There's nobody. There's nobody who matches that description. Nobody who lives there. My mom didn't say anything because I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right. And she did not look at me. She was straight and she kept walking. She just went upstairs to her room, and that was that. We never spoke about it. And for some reason, I never asked her about it again. But I did go down and I did ask, like, the pet store owner. You know, I'm like, have you seen this woman? Like, I randomly asked after my mom passed away. Like, for some reason, after this happened, I don't even remember where the woman went. Like, I don't remember seeing the woman depart from the conversation because I had my eyes on my own mom, and I didn't see any color out of the corner of my eye from her outfit go this way. I don't know where she went. I never saw the woman again after my mom passed away. After my mom passed away, I asked the other neighbors, especially the one who was super nosy. He knew everybody. He knew everybody. He knew everything. He knew what was going on the front street. He knew what was going on the back street. He knew everything. So I asked him. I'm like, this is what the woman looks like. This is what's going on. He looked me dead in the face and he said, "That sounds like the devil to me." I'm like, okay. He's like, "I've never seen that woman in my life. I've never heard anyone talk about that woman." He's like, "Nobody around here dresses like that, honey." He's like, He's like, "That doesn't sound right to me." I'm like, "It didn't feel right." He's like, yeah. He's like, "I've never seen her." Before I moved, I kind of asked again. Again, nobody knew her. She was never seen again. So, in my opinion, I say that was the day that my mom talked to death, and death came for her, basically. Because like I said, a week and a half later, she passed away. And yeah, so sorry, that's my husband. So yeah, so that's my spooky story for Halloween. I have many more, and if you guys are interested in hearing any more of my spooky stories, you can leave me a comment. And yeah, but I still maintain to this day that lady was death, or the angel of death, or I don't know what, because I have never seen her again, obviously, because I've moved. But nobody else ever saw her, so I don't know.